Alright, so we're going to start Mega Man 4. This is... definitely used to be my favorite in the series. It's still up there for me just for nostalgia purposes. It's the first game I ever played in the Mega Man series. I played it at my babysitter's as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. It's probably one of the games actually that got me into video games as a whole, not just Mega Man. It was the first game that I just really wanted to beat so bad. I would play every single day. But anyway, I'm going to start with Drill Man. Every Mega Man always has at least one funny name. You get Hard Man in Mega Man 3, of course. But yeah, this is probably one of the easier Mega Man games. 4, 5, and 6 are all pretty easy, and for one major reason, is it introduced the Charge Shot, which does triple damage than your normal Buster, and it kind of makes a lot of the challenges in the game not as hard. I always say as the Mega Man games go on, they get easier. 9 and 10 erased that theory, though. Mega Man 9 and 10 went back to the old school difficulty, which Mega Man 9 is actually now my favorite game in the entire series. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. For now, let's focus on Mega Man 4. So Drill Man is got these boulder gimmicks here. You know, it's based off construction and all that. So in this game, this is the first Mega Man game to not feature Dr. Wily as the main antagonist, at least for now. It's Dr. Cossack. He wants to challenge Mega Man this time. He's a Russian scientist, and he made these robots that were fighting, these 8 robot masters, specifically for the purpose of fighting Mega Man. He wanted to prove himself in the world of robotics that he could take down Mega Man like no one could before. But there'll be more to the story. Proto Man's involved again from Mega Man 3. So up till now, I haven't done any commentary. I can give you a brief review of the other ones. Mega Man 1 and 3 are always my least favorite to play through when I play through the series. Mega Man 1 just for its... mainly because it has the slippy grip. When you jump and land, you slide a little bit. And I don't particularly like that when it comes to platforming. Mega Man 2 had the same thing, but I just think it's just an overall more fun game. And then Mega Man 3 had the Doc Robots. If you guys watched that video, after you beat the 8 Robot Masters, before you move on to Wily's Castle, they have you do the Doc Robot stages, and it's just harder versions of levels you've already beaten. And I've never been a fan of those levels. I think it was a horrible way to pad out the game, to make it longer. It doesn't add anything. Just never been a fan of it. But Mega Man 2 is up there for me. But nostalgia-wise, this is the game. That first section, the rain pushes back on you, so you have to make sure you make your jumps as close to the edge as possible, or else you won't make it. Here, the waterfalls, whichever way they're going, they'll automatically push you, so like I'm not walking right now. they'll automatically push you in the one direction. So you got to be aware of that when you're platforming. The snail mini boss, he has 2 attacks. He'll throw a bomb at you, and then he'll shoot his eyeballs at you. Pretty easy though. Again, the charge shot kind of makes easy work out of most of the enemies in this game, and going forward, Mega Man 5 and 6 are the same way. Charge shot kind of makes enemies a joke. Makes me wonder if they'll ever go back to using the charge shot, because in Mega Man 9 and 10 they didn't. I guess 11 they did. If they ever go back to the Pixel games, if they'll ever use the charge shot again in a Pixel Mega Man. So, Rush Jet, still very useful, not as great as he was in Mega Man 3, where you could use him infinitely. But I always liked Mega Man. Mega Man 1 didn't have any real tools. Mega Man 2's items were fine, but once they introduced Rush in Mega Man 3, the rush attacks are always fun to use, and he's a dog, so perfect. I'm a dog person. Yeah, that is Toadman. 2 levels down. Time for probably my least favorite level in the game. Which, you'll see. It's the one level that I, like, don't always beat without dying. So. And that is Brightman. He's one of the harder fights, and his level has a section that can be challenging. Overall, though, still nothing to worry about. This is one of the easier Mega Man titles. I didn't think that as a kid. As a kid, I had a tough time with it. I remember the first time I beat it, I was the hero of our little babysitter crew. And then once I beat it once, I actually, like, I would play it every day. I would beat it every day. Maybe not every day, but a lot of days I would, after I beat it the first time, I was able to just play through it, and I figured out all the, I guess, the ins and outs, and I became alright at the game. And I remember I would try other games, like I would go rent Mega Man 3 or Mega Man 5. I'd go rent these games, and I couldn't even get past the first level of those games. And I remember thinking at the time, like, oh man, Mega Man 4 is the only good one. And it's a good series as a whole. I remember as a kid thinking this was the only Mega Man that was any good, because it was the only one I could beat. I'm still kind of like that. There's some games that, like, are pretty heavily acclaimed and I can't stand them. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, I know everyone loves that game. It's a classic. I can't stand that game because I can't beat it. So Devil May Cry will not be a Let's Play on this channel ever. I'd like to do an RPG sometime, either Final Fantasy, I was thinking either Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, or Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I'll get that health. Might as well. Alright. If I did Kingdom Hearts, I'd probably do Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 as a Let's Play, just because, again, those are games that I have a lot of nostalgia for. Even dreading what Kingdom Hearts has become, and what it might be going forward, it's a series that I love, just like Mega Man. Alright, now it's time for Brightman. He is... I consider him the hardest robot master in the game. He does a lot of damage, that's the biggest reason. So the hope is that I can get it, like... Yeah, that wasn't what I was hoping. And that's not what you want to have happen. I'm going to use an energy tank here because I really don't want to have to redo the fight without my Toadman power. I probably should have waited until that last Toadman hit, but oh well. And there we go. The rest of the game is cake. We basically beat it at this point. I say that and then I'll probably die a million times. This video might end up be chopping into 2 different videos just because I'm recording just on my PlayStation. It only lets me record an hour. So the Mega Man games do get easier as they go. They also get longer. So I don't know if I'll be able to beat this in an hour. I'll try though. This was always my favorite level as a kid, the Pharaoh Man. I was always into ancient Egypt, and so I was like, thought this level was super fun. What the hell was that? Alright. So there's 2 secret areas in this game, and one of them is in Pharaoh's Man level, and we're gonna go. It gives you a secret item we're gonna get. It is right here. Does Bug go past you? You ride Rush Jet over. And bam! Secret. And for that, you get the balloon upgrade. You do not need this to beat the game. I think I only use it in like 1 or 2 parts of the game in general, but still useful to have, and I might as well go for the 100%. Get all the secret items and all that good stuff. So I've always had trouble with that jump, so I always take damage there on purpose, so I have time to recover and get up to the next. Oh, that was close. All right. Thought we were screwed there. Yeah, I always thought this was a nice gimmick for a level, the ancient Egypt, and it was definitely something new for the Mega Man series, because definitely 1 and 2 is just kind of the same elemental, you know, Flame Man, Heat Man, Wind Man, you know, I think Wind Man's actually, it don't matter. So this is the easiest boss fight in any Mega Man, because he's susceptible to Brightman's freezing ability. So now we got him trapped, and that's gonna be it. Try to wait for him to charge his ultimate move, and then you freeze him in the middle of it. And yeah, that is Pharaoh Man beat. Yeah, Brightman's weapon freezes time. Pharaoh Man's the only one that's weak, only boss that can be frozen. I think any normal enemy can be. So So now we go to Ringman. He's another one that, for whatever reason, I have a hard time with the fight. The level itself isn't too bad, but the fight sometimes I have a hard time getting the pattern. But probably not today. So yeah, you stand on these beams, and you gotta be quick because they'll rush towards you, and if you're standing on it, you'll fall down. So you gotta be quick with your movements. And later in the level, there's ones that will go the opposite direction. So like this one goes with whatever direction you're going. Later in the level, you'll see platforms that go in the opposite direction you're going, and so you have to be even quicker on those. The hippo fight. I remember hating this fight when I was a kid too. It always stressed me out. That wasn't very good. I've definitely done better on that. Well, we get a free health pickup here. So we get a free health pickup there. And I just wasted it by getting hit by that guy. The music in Mega Man, always classic. Always classic. This little mini boss is interesting because you only got a little room to hit him. You have to fight two of those guys too, just like two hippos now. But seems like once you get hit by one of those things, it goes to hell. Alright. So, Eddie was introduced in this game, and he's up here. He's a robot. He gives you a random item. If you don't like the item, you can just go back down the ladder and keep climbing up until you get the item you want. The health is actually what I wanted there, so. But he can give you energy tanks, he can give you extra lives. Typically I go with the energy tank. That's always the best option to get in any situation. I guess not any, because I didn't take it that time, but energy tanks are always good to have. This part, if you're not ready for it, it'll be tricky. Oh damn it, I'd like to go into Ringman with full health, but I got hit twice. So we're gonna go into this with just our Mega Buster right away. We'll switch to the Pharaoh Shot in a second. Maybe we won't. Yeah, I'm gonna need a energy tank again for this guy. And we might as well show off Pharaoh Man's ability. See, it has a charge. It's the only weapon in this game that you can charge. I always thought this part was super cool, just the music. Alright, then Ringman's weapon is strong against Dustman. Dustman's level is pretty easy overall. Nothing too complicated. So for this part I like to use Toadman. So you can just wipe the... It's a screen nuke. Toadman's hits anything on the screen. It makes these platforming sections, this platforming section, pretty darn easy. Then you got another Eddie. I'll take the extra life, I suppose. You still have to get through Dive Man's level. So Dive Man's level is not hard. When I was a kid, we'll get to that. We'll get to that story when we get to Dive Man. I just remember dreading it every single time. I would play Skullman's level like 3 times over just to get energy tanks for Dive Man. But now I realize that he's not that hard. Alright, we're gonna clear this out, make it a little easier on ourselves here. Oh, I missed. At least we're getting a bunch of handy items. Gotta get this last piece. There we go. Alright, now we can just slide through. And slide through again. There we go. That's probably the only challenging section of Dustman's stage. And I made it look a lot harder than it actually is. So... Again, the charge shot takes care of that guy in one hit instead of the 3 that a normal shot would take. And there we go. Dustman. Switch to Ringman. Depending on what Dustman decides to do, this fight can either be really short or really long. Because he has a move that makes him invulnerable. That one right there. So I can't actually hit him while he's doing that. So if you're ever speedrunning the game, you really hope he just doesn't do that. But for our purposes, it doesn't hurt us too bad, since we're just playing through it casually. Because, yeah. Alright, one more hit. There we go. That is Dustman. And now for what was... the level I probably played most as a kid, Skullman. Because there's an easy to get energy tank, and I would just go in and out of the level until I had 9 energy tanks. But we're not gonna do that. Gotta get that hour time limit. Make part 1 of this video just me playing Skullman's level 50 times. So yeah, this was the level I definitely played the most as a kid. One for the energy tank, 2 to avoid Dive Man's level for a little bit. The calm before the storm. Slide under that guy. Skill points. And the Eddie. Ooh, he gave me an energy tank. What a guy. Alright. He's on my good list. So this is where the free energy tank is. That I would get as a kid. A million times. Right there. So yeah, I'd play this level over and over again just to get that easy energy tank. And the level's fairly easy too, so. There's another thing the charge shot can do. It can go through multiple enemies. And kill more than one enemy at a time. So yeah, this is one of the instances when the balloon comes in handy. Oh, I messed it up though. I need to be a little closer to the edge. There we go. Alright, so that's one of the instances where the balloon is really nice to have. Then you can pick this energy tank up. You could also use Rush Jet if you don't have the balloon. God, I remember loving this song too. Mega Man music as a whole, it's some of the best you can have. Stock up on health before the boss. And here we are. Skullman is weak to Dustman's weapon. The Skullman, he'll just shoot pellets at you until he'll put a shield up, so I can't hit him right there. And that's basically Skullman's fight right there. Wait for him to put it down, jump over him, avoid the bullets. Pretty easy. Pretty simple. And now for the bane of my childhood existence. And that is Dive Man. I had so many failures at the hands of this one Robot Master. It was before I realized that I could use Skullman's weapon against him, which that's what he's weak to. I would try to beat him with the Buster, and oh man, I can't tell you how many times I failed. The first time I got past him, I remember being so happy. And then after that, I think it was honestly maybe the second or third time that I ever got past Dive Man that I was able to beat the game as a kid. So like this was the roadblock of my young gamer life. It's still like, even though I know I know how to beat him now, and I know how to I know all that I'm not gonna lose to him now. Like it just brings back such bad memories. Like you have nostalgia, and then you have bad nostalgia. You know, like this is bad nostalgia for me. Like now I know how to beat him. I know exactly what to do, and I'm not gonna lose to him. But it still just leaves a bad taste in my mouth playing this level. All the times being humiliated as a kid by Dive Man. Dive Man also has a secret area. It's home to the second secret area, which again as a kid I don't think I knew. I think I found out on accident because I fell down a hole. I'll show you in a second. It'll be right after I fight this mini boss. So they put this hole right here, and I think I slid into it on accident as a kid one time. Used the slide and fell into it, but turns out it is a secret. Just gotta avoid the spikes. And then at the bottom is the wire upgrade. It's your second secret item. And that's all the secret items in this game. We'll be using the wire again probably only once or twice. But it is nice to have. So that's that. And then we do not want to fall in there again because there's no bonus to going down there twice. I never really figured out these bombs, like what triggers them, if it's just like walking too close to them or what it is, but like sometimes you can avoid them. Sometimes they won't even explode on you. Look at this, I'm just going to slide underneath this one and get into Dive Man. So, he's weak to Skull Man, which as a kid, I didn't understand that a shield could hurt somebody. I thought it was just defense. And it was worthless. But yeah. You don't know how happy I am to destroy that guy that easily now. To this day, I hold a grudge against that Robot Master. But yeah, that is all the Robot Masters. We're sitting at about a half hour. We're probably gonna have to make this into 2 parts. So I think I'm gonna call it here for part 1. But now we get to go fight Dr. Cossack, and that'll be part 2. I'll upload both of them at the same time. So you get to see the whole game back to back.